Hello, and welcome to another AAIS webinar. I'm Stephanie Vasey, Product Manager of Commercial Lines and Inland Marine at AAIS. Today, we'll be looking at AAIS Inland Marine on BizDynamics Quoting Platform, featuring our partner BizDynamics, a cloud business unit of ValueMomentum. BizDynamics has developed a quoting solution for COP and Inland Marine Guide that offers broader functionality in close collaboration with the AAIS team. Today's demo will walk you through BizDynamics' cloud-native solution alternative for inland marine quoting. Now, on to today's featured presentation. I'm happy to introduce Bob Rittinger, VP of Sales and Business Development at BizDynamics. He handles account relationships for ValueMomentum's BizDynamic Group and previously held senior roles at national P&C carriers, Accenture and Capgemini. Bob, I now hand over the reins to you and your team.
Thank you, Stephanie. We're thrilled to be here. ValueMomentum is a 20-year-old company with many insurer clients and plenty of industry experience. BizDynamics is the cloud business unit that handles the AAIS rating solution. The BizDynamics quoting application for AAIS does everything the current AAIS underwriting platform does. We included guided screen navigation, and we also keep the solution up to date with AAIS content. We streamlined the user screens to make them easier to use. There are simple English descriptions of the fields, like class and coverage, as well as coverage recommendations. We also have a help desk supporting the solution. We went live in January with Commercial Output Program, and we launched Builder's Risk on March 17th. Motor Truck Cargo is coming in a few weeks, and we will be rolling out the other inland marine classes throughout the next few months. Now, let me introduce Anand Rajaraman, who will take us through a demo of the application. Anand is Vice President of Product Management at BizDynamics. He leads BizDynamics Rating and Business Intelligence Solutions. Anand has over 20 years' experience in financial services, with previous senior roles at Arch Insurance, Oceanwide, and Chameleon.
Thank you, Bob. Very good morning, afternoon to all our webinar participants. Before we take a deep dive into the demonstration, we wanted to do a short presentation to orient you about some of the basic capabilities of our Builder's Risk application. We believe that you'll be able to better relate to what you're about to see once we establish some context. So let's quickly get started and check out the presentation. There is a code dashboard for users to view history of all the Builder's Risk quote transactional activity. From this dashboard, existing quotes can be selected for review and modifications, or new Builder's Risk quotes can be created. Our AAIS Builder's Risk quote application features an intuitive method to quickly and accurately develop indicative price based on AAIS manuals. Users are taken through a step-by-step process to capture data. Validations are enforced along the way to prevent errors, and in-application help is available at each step in the premium development process. Once a transaction is rated, granular and summary level information about how premiums are developed can be accessed via downloadable rating worksheets. We produce professional sales proposals branded to your company. These quotes look elegant and are easy to read and understand. Besides sales proposals, our onboarding process will ensure that the entire Builder's Risk application, all the screens, correspondences like quote proposals, rating worksheets are branded to your company as well. We support all jurisdictions that AAIS supports for their Builder's Risk program. We are committed to keeping this program current with latest bulletin updates from AAIS. You can be assured that you will always get accurate indicative premiums based on the most current version of AAIS manuals. The Builder's Risk code application is hosted in Microsoft Azure. It's up 99.99% of the time. You can be assured that your data is secure, automatically backed up daily. We are also PCI and SOC 2 compliant, going through a rigorous process of audit every year. Let's log into our AAIS Builders Risk Code application to give you an overview of its features. As soon as we provide a username and password, our authentication service kicks in to validate user credentials. In this demonstration, we have enabled single-factor authentication. Having said that, we support multiple factor authentication as well. So depending upon your corporate security standards, we could add an additional layer of authentication by generating a passcode and then delivering the same to your email or SMS inbox. You could then key that in and get access into the application. In this webinar, we want to reiterate that we have enabled single-factor authentication. As soon as the user logs in, they are taken to the main page of the AAIS Quote application. The main page lists all quote transactional activity in reverse chronological order so that the last updated transaction are the first to be accessed. For every transaction, you could get an at-a-glance view of key information about that transaction, like line of business, domicile state, account, term, premium, status from the dashboard page. Towards the right of the screen, users have the option to search and retrieve a transaction. Currently, we support search based on customer name and quote ID. Users can select an existing quote by clicking on the icon at the end of each transaction to review or edit that quote. Users can create a new quote by clicking on the Create Quote button at the top of the grid. In the interest of time, we will be selecting an existing quote to walk you through the steps involved in developing premiums for Builders Risk program. We selected an existing Builders Risk quote. As you can see, there is a 4-step process to develop AAIS indicative premium for the Builders Risk program. The steps themselves are listed above. The current step the user is in is highlighted in blue. Users can visualize how many more steps exist in the lead up to developing premiums. Currently, the user is in the first step, which is to capture account information. There are 3 more steps prior to developing premiums, which is to capture risk information about the construction, determine and select coverage information, and also apply individual risk premium modifications. The account screen is organized into multiple panels so that users can get an overview of the type of information they need to capture. Besides, these panels provide for an easy way for users to locate pertinent information. The account screen has 4 different types of information that needs to be captured. Who's the insured? Where are they located? Who is the key contact of the insured? What is the term of insurance? What is the line of business under which coverage is requested? All mandatory fields for which input is required has been denoted with a red asterisk sign. To develop quotes quick, we insist that users can focus only on those mandatory pieces of information. After the quote is developed, they can come back in to supply additional pieces of information on need basis. Whenever mandatory information is not provided, appropriate error message is displayed prominently adjacent to the field for which input is solicited so that users do not have to locate the field that has errors in them. Once the mandatory field input is corrected, we then click on Proceed to go to the risk page. After capturing data in the account screen, the users are taken to the risk screen. In the screen, the users capture the quote characteristics of the construction in progress. They select coverage form, then they capture limit and deductible information at the policy level. They also set the basic load. If help is needed to determine what the basic load should be, they can hover on the question mark icon next to the field to get access to guidance from AAIS. Once they set the basic load, they can also establish the criteria based on which the basic load is going to be set. Much like in the account screen, whenever mandatory information is not provided, appropriate error message is going to be displayed prominently adjacent to the field for which input is solicited. And this is done to ensure that users don't have to scroll up and down to locate that field that has errors in them. And this will in turn help them deliver quotes quicker. Once the risk information is captured and all issues in the risk page is corrected, clicking on proceed will take the users to the coverage screen. Based on the risk information that we input, the system enforces AAIS underwriting guidelines. These guidelines are enforced based on the domicile of the customer. Only those coverages that are either mandated or could be optionally selected by the user based on the characteristics of the risk are displayed. The coverage screen is intended to provide a 360-degree view of all the coverages selected or available for selection, together with key risk and coverage characteristics all in one view. For reasons of familiarity, we have organized these coverages the exact same way AAIS has organized these coverages in their underwriting platform. So there are 6 main coverage categories for builder's risk: key coverages, earthquake and flood, coverage extensions, supplemental coverages, options, general endorsements, and builder's risk terrorism. Mandatory coverages are selected and cannot be unselected. Optional coverages are available for selection, and once selected, the selections highlighted in green. If a coverage is selected, the coverage fields, including information to be captured for those coverages, appear right under those coverages. Once again, all mandatory fields for which input is required has been denoted with an asterisk, and this is done to develop quotes quick. We once again insist that users can focus only on those mandatory pieces of information to quickly develop a premium. After premiums have been developed, they can always come back into the application to supply additional pieces of information on need basis. Once coverage information is captured, the next step is to go to the IRPM screen. The IRPM screen enables users to capture judgment rating factors and distinguish the insured's risk characteristics from the average insured in its class. We have enabled all the criteria suggested by AAIS against which users can apply a debit or credit. At any given point of time, should users want to inquire into guidance from AAIS on what's the maximum allowed debit or credit should be, they can consult with the inline help that is available by hovering around the help button. Also, if users apply a debit or credit that exceeds the threshold from AAIS, appropriate error message will be displayed, prompting users for correcting that data. So in a way, the system is both proactive and reactive in helping users apply appropriate debits or credits. Users can also capture underwriting notes in support of a decision to apply a certain percentage as IRPM debit or credit against each IRPM criteria. Once users establish the IRPMs, they can then click on proceed to get the transaction rated. Premiums have now been developed for this particular transaction. A number of events happened in the lead up to developing premiums. A rating service call was initiated. The system also validated that a clean image of the transaction payload is sent to our rating engine, and the rating engine responds back with an indicative premium. The premium screen is organized into two tabs, Premium Summary tab and the Premium Breakdown tab. The Premium Summary tab gives a snapshot view of premiums on a per coverage basis, along with key rating variables that led to development of that premium. As you can see in the screen, for every coverage, information about the rating variables like risk class, coverage features like limits are presented along with the premiums for the user to review. Let's now click on the premium breakdown screen. So the premium breakdown screen decomposes the premium calculations more granularly by providing more contextual information about the key rating elements that drove premium development on a per coverage basis. We report premiums per coverage and aggregate them to the policy. We also track all rating elements that resulted in computation of premiums granularly for reasons of audit. This can be evidenced in the rating worksheet, which can be downloaded by clicking on the rating worksheet button. So the rating worksheet presents summarized and detailed views of premium calculations. It begins with a summary of premiums developed for the builder's risk policy. It then decomposes the premiums on a per coverage basis. And for each such coverage, detailed worksheets are available to illustrate how exactly the premiums are calculated. Once the premiums are calculated, clicking on Proceed will take the user to the Forms page. Based on the profile of risk and coverage, the system enforces AAIS form attachment guidelines and identifies the forms to print as part of this particular transaction. The way in which the form screen is organized is pretty much consistent with how AAIS organized their form screen as part of their underwriting platform. So you've got common policy conditions, and once you expand on that, you would see the list of that are assigned to that particular category that need to attach as part of this transaction. Then you got coverage forms, then you got mandatory endorsements, and you got endorsements, schedules, and notices and other items. So this wraps up the demonstration leg of the webinar. Thank you.
Thanks, Anand. That looks great. Now you can contact us directly to talk more about the quoting solution or learn more on our website. You can request a demo right from our website. Look for the green button.
That's all the time we have for today. Thank you to all those in attendance for joining us to learn about the new BizDynamics Quoting platform for Inland Marine and COP. For those of you looking to review today's presentation again, it will be available on demand on the AAIS YouTube channel in the coming weeks. We will also send a follow-up email with all speaker contact information as well as the link to the video recording. Please feel free to contact me or one of our engagement managers with any questions regarding the sunset of the AAIS underwriting platform, or if you would like an introduction to our AAIS partner, BizDynamics. Please enjoy the rest of your afternoon.